I am in charge of conducting transformation projects within organizations that involve most of the time ECM perspective, structure and share information, and also BPM perspective, structure and automate processes. I am also an operational member and member of the board of directors of Process Drivers Club, sort of a think tank to promote process approach and spirit in French language countries. But first of all, some information about the organization of this webinar. The content of this webinar will be recorded. Then it will be available on the Bonitasoft website. During this webinar, you can raise questions within the webinar interface in the dedicated question thumbnail. And at the end of this presentation part, there will be some time allocated to answer some questions. So now I will begin the presentation. What is the agenda for today? First, we will present with Anne-Laure our two companies, Bonitasoft and Soprasteria. Second, we will go through some concepts and definitions about ECM process and all connected and related technologies and approaches. Third, we will list some business and technical issues and challenge. Then we'll give you some examples from our work and dedicated ECM, BPM, DTM demo. And we will end with some sharing of best practices based on our experience. So let's go through the introduction. I will give the hand to Anne-Laure to present Bonitasoft company.
Okay, thanks Bruno. So some of you already know me. I'm Anne-Laure Dufaux. I'm responsible for partner programs at Bonitasoft. And so today I will present you a short introduction to our product and especially to the value of our product. So Bruno, can you go back on the last slide? Yeah, thanks. So today, the aim is to speak about Soprasteria, our partner experience. So I will not be very long on this part, but what does Bonita, the Bonita platform, offers to you? First, when you need to build an application, out-of-the-box solutions often don't fit your unique needs because your users, may they be internal or external customers, have a high level of requirements in terms of user experience. And with out-of-the-box solution, you can't customize the solution till the exact solution you want to offer them. So you can't offer them this superior user experience you would like to offer. Then you could do custom development to build a custom application. So yeah, Bruno was, yeah, can you just go back? Yeah, thanks. So you could do custom development. That's still a solution, but this is a quite expensive solution. It's expensive at the moment when you develop the application. And also, each time you want to make an improvement, an evolution of the application, because you have to keep in your organization someone that knows the code that has been developed in the first development. And third, when you need a new application, the integration, the good integration of this application with your systems is critical because your application will always need some information from external application. And also the integration between the logic of the application and the user interfaces is also key. So poor integration of applications can put projects at risk. So what does Bonita offer in this context? We offer a low-code and extensible platform to develop applications. So with this platform, you can create living applications. So applications that can be customized, customized in their logic, customized in their data, customized in the interfaces you offer to the users, and also flexible. And this application can be fully integrated with your information system. This is a strength of Bonita product. We have a lot of facilities of integrations. And this is one of the topics of this webinar, the integration of Bonita with other systems. And so with this platform, you can deliver the outstanding user experience that you need for competitive advantage. And these applications, we call them living applications because they can be continuously improved. So you can always make modifications on them to improve the way your process behaves, the way the forms are shown to the users, etc. And they can be updated on the fly. So you don't always need to call back your development team to make a small change. So your innovation and your company is not blocked by rejected applications. And the result is that already today Bonita is used by thousands of organizations worldwide to drive their critical business processes. So Bruno, I'll let you present Soprasteria and then your experience with Bonita. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Anne-Laure. So let's go to the, just in one picture, the Soprasteria company. We are integration and consulting company within the top 5 in Europe and located in more than 20 countries. And especially we are focusing in the subject we are delivering today about ECM and BPM. We have in France more than 1,000 consultants in many topics. And we go along with our customers to help them in consulting and accompaniment about this delivery. Our major challenge we have to cope with and that we have to help our customers and clients to deal with is about the digital revolution. We can also speak about SMAC, social, mobile, analytics and cloud, and also with the connected object and cybersecurity. That we heard every day in this period. The challenges are quite several. First is to try to anticipate the digital transformation and to make some change and some innovative services to organize it within the company. In fact, we have to deal with two major perspectives. The perspective of speed, which we can compare, as we are today speaking about BPM and process, about the flexibility of the lean management in terms of speed and how to use and to reduce some waste. And second, in terms of quality, obviously we have to improve quality. And it is also, if we compare to the process approach, the area of Six Sigma. More or less, it is important, even if we talk about technologies, to stay very close to the business, because now, even if technologies are evolving, that is the business that is priority. And for that, the best way to do is both to anticipate innovation, is a good case, but also to make some use case to identify some way to use it in order to be able to be concrete and also to be able to develop some roadmap, some trajectory to help companies to build their trajectory map into a transformation world. But technology is fine, methodology is fine also, but we don't have to forget people, because our experience, and it is a common sense to say it, that projects will succeed only with people. And even if you have the best technology, if you have the best method, if people are reluctant, if people are not with you in the same board, in the same boat, it will be very difficult to manage and to succeed at the end. So the importance of people with all the package of technology and method. I will say just a few words about the Process Drivers Club, because I have the great pleasure to be part of this club. It was founded more than 10 years ago by some outstanding companies like Orange for the telco industry, like LCL for the banking industry, Soprasteria and some fellows from the consulting and integration. And the purpose of this club is to go along with the process approach and to make some contributions. For instance, we make some topical bulletins. We work also with the AFNOR, that is the French national organization, to standardize, and we are working closely, for instance, about the ISO 9001 norm, and to include more and more processes also in connection with quality. We published also 2 years ago the process management guide that is in fact both the translation of the BPM CBOK written by the ABPMP, that is the World Association about Business Processes, but we also added some specific part from European countries, because we are with France, Switzerland, Dutch, Germany, and also Belgium, to make some enhancements. And so this book was also the opportunity to build some training session in order to help in our spirit to produce and to put some good practices within companies, with this book, with the training, and with all the topical bulletins and all the material we can provide. The interest of this training that is can allow some members to be certificates in CBPA and CBPP that are most recognized by ABPMP, that is the World Association. To be honest, if we compare just two countries, in Germany we have at this time more than 400 certificates people in this country, and in France only 40. So you can see the difference and what we have to do to go on this way. And to end this part, Jean-Joan Torres, that in this club we also created some regional branches that it's allowed the opportunity to go along with some members with that outside from some good and big cities, to be able also to work together, and also to rebroadcast some monthly plenary sessions that are conducted from Paris, for instance, in France, and that we develop some knowledge and some return of experience to broadcast some specific events in many places in France. So I suggest to go to the next part, that is concepts and definitions. And what we have to see at this stage is, for instance, if you go to Google and you go to the internet website, you can find many material, many concepts, many methods, and it is sometimes quite difficult to understand what is at stake when we speak about process. We have some specific BPM, BPA, BAM, we have Lean, we have Six Sigma, we have the MIC cycle, something like that. So many material about the process approach, but sometimes difficult from a spirit that are not well prepared to understand and to take the value proposition and to take advantage of this concept. So what I am proposing to do with you, and with great pleasure, is to share some views to help you and to share together what we can do with this process approach, what is valuable, and what is at this state of the art, all the capacities of the process approach. First, just to go rapidly, if we make an historic view, first, the process approach was rather from the IS side, from the data processing, from enterprise architecture. Well, that was the good news, because it was a way to begin to introduce the process approach within the architecture, within the enterprise, but from the IT or IS point of view. The good news is more and more, in fact, people and business people try to introduce and to integrate the process approach in their business, in their way to align with the company strategy, and also to make some convergence between the technical point of view of architects or IT people and for the needs and for the specific needs of business people. And to sum up, the way is that now we are trying to go from some sort of transformation across the enterprise, the cross process, the convergence, in order to make all this material consistent to achieve the goals of the enterprise, but most important, integrating both teams, IT team and business team. And that's also to go further, my first approach about the need of people to make change. The second is to place together all the shareholders and the stakeholder and be sure that all people are working together and are focusing on the same goals and objectives. To be more concrete in terms of tools, what can be interesting is to try to understand how it works. So if we are remaining on the same comparison of the architecture, enterprise architectural approach. So we can say that at first we had the BPA, business process analysis, that is to say some tools to help you to model, to structure, and to represent with some maps, some big picture analysis, and with also some structuring tools, the way to approach it from a technical and IT point of view, but also enterprise architecture point of view. The second step is to say, okay, that is good, but you want to make it concrete, so we need to automatize, to make it work. And so the concept of workflow is very useful. That is to say that now the processes are going to life, and after the first step to model and to design, the next step is to make them work, to make them automate, and to make them do some workflow. That is to say the way that each activity will go on and will go from the beginning to the end, from the initial event to the final customer, because within a process, more or less, we have always a specific event that will launch the process, and at the end you have to fulfill this workflow or this process to provide some services to a customer, to internal or external, and that's also a way to define a process, a way to make together a chain of activities to the end to produce a service to a final customer. And at the end, because it is also important to measure and to analyze what we did, you have some tools specific about the BAM, Business Activity Monitoring, that will help you to make some dashboards and to analyze what happened during this process and to make some continuous improvement from time to time. We will make some specific comment further, but I just want to underline that we have also, thanks to the technological advance, some interfaces and connectors that will also help us in this goal, that is to say, to make together some specific products, some specific software, some specific enterprise information system. And so it is very important also to have some specific interfaces and connectors that will help us to make together and to connect each part of the enterprise within the structural, logical and software systems. Another way to say it also is that we have the good pleasure to be able to use a notation. It is the BPMN 2.0. It is very interesting because it's a way also to make some standardization and harmonization to help both IT people and also business people to work together. And when you are at the step of model and design, you can use this notation. Even if IT people begin first, they can next share with business people the map, the design of the process, and it's a good way first to have a good and a shared referential, because we have some specific notation that will help us to model in a standardized way, and second, to be able to share easily with a common notation with different kind of people, different kind of experience or business or IT people. So next, I will share with you some business and technical challenges in the aim of the process industry. First, we have to cope with the document change. Most of all, we have to organize, we have to manage documents. If I take some example, for example, in the public sector, we have to work with the public sector in some of our projects. Often it is difficult to know if you have the last version of the document. It is difficult to know if somebody is on the way to change a document at the same time of you. So the difficulty here is to first structure and organize the system with an ECM, a GED, a sort of information system organized, in order to allow to deal with many documents, often from different internal organizations, and also to remain in connection with many people from many organizations. And the only way to do it is to focus on an organized system that is linked with information management. The second step is to automate workflows, to automate processes. There also we have some experience from the insurance industry. Sometimes it is difficult to provide the good task at the good person. It is difficult to allocate the good task at the good person. And so the way to automate workflows or processes is a good way to organize it, to ensure quality, to ensure speed, and we will describe in the next slide some example about this. And I remember from our return experience in an insurance company, at the beginning of the project we have some improvements, but the general manager of this company said to us, no problem. When we will have some gain and we will save time, this will be used more to allocate more customer demands, and also to use with more quality. And this is important because sometimes there is a wrong way to use process, that is to decrease people, to say it in a few words. Or it was existing before, it will perhaps exist in some weeks or some months, but more or less, if the maturity of the enterprise is good, you have the ability to make positive all the benefits of the process. For this insurance company, what was at stake, it was really to increase quality of the way they are dealing with customer, and to improve the way they work with their customer, more than say, well, we can reduce some people, something like that. And then the first and the third step that is also important in our picture today is the digital signature. Why? Because, for instance, in a previous project, it was in the health industry, it was very important to identify clearly what was the signer, and also what was all the signer, and to be able to have the traceability, because there are some audits, and when you have some audits, you have to make the proof and to put easily what was the traceability of all the signature process. So the same picture as before, but more as a technical, it was more business oriented before. So why ECM is important at this stage is that it will provide a document management tool. So we saw before that it is very important to structure, to archive, to make some research, and also to manage versioning. And it is clearly the point that even if BPM platform is very useful, it's very powerful, the best way to do it is to be close to the document, so to dedicate the ECM tool to these features, because they are very related to ECM tools and they are very related to the document. I benefit from this paragraph to anticipate a common question, so I will answer now to the next question. Why don't we use at each time, if it is the opportunity, the inside workflow or the inside process tool that some ECM providers are including in their tool? More or less, it depends on the context, it depends on the customer, and it depends on the use. What we will describe next in our demo is an example in which, even if the ECM provider had a BPM tool inside his offer, the choice after some specific proof of concept with both tools, and after specific analysis about financial analysis, technical, business, all the strategy, roadmap, the final choice was to dedicate ECM with a specific tool and to dedicate BPM with another specific tool from a different provider. But some months later, we work with another customer, and this customer may make the choice to use the BPM tool from the ECM tool. So it depends from the context and from also the strategy. That is to say, we want to focus on the BPM, so we want to choose a specific BPM tool that is most powerful, and that's the explanation in the second paragraph. That is, sometimes you need from a best-of-breed BPM tool, because obviously it will have more and more features and more powerful features if you want to go further, first from workflow, but also from BPM business or specific BPM devices. So for instance, you want to manage tasks beyond the document workflow. So the best way to do it is to use the native and the standard function of BPM tool. You want also to integrate with other business-oriented tools. So obviously in the BPM it is easy to integrate with other ERP like SAP or something like that, not even from document, but more from business-oriented transaction, for instance. Also a BPM dedicated tool offers a rich and customizable user interface. So you will have the capacity to not to do so much design, but it is also important for the customer acceptance to design a little and at a minimum your interface and your solution. And at the end, it also provides a clear traceability of actions. The same way the ECM tool will provide traceability about documents, the BPM tool will provide traceability about actions and data, because data are very important. More or less, you have specific business data, and it will be easier to manage this specific business data within the BPM tool rather than the ECM tool. And at last, digital signature with the DTM. I will talk later about the eIDAS regulatory, because it is new from last year. So it is also an announcement and a big leverage to improve and to make a good motivation from people inside companies to use digital signature. That is to say, a real digital signature with a certificate to authentify and to secure the traceability and the authentication of people that are signing. So at last, that is the way for us in the specific project. We will make a return of experience to integrate both and at the same time and in the same project for the same use on a specific business use case, ECM tool, Alfresco, BPM tool, Bonitasoft, Bonita BPM, and DTM tool, Digital Transaction Management, that is DocuSign. This is the picture. So in this way, the decision for this project was to decide to design, it was a big challenge at the beginning, a specific and dedicated solution with value proposition added by integrating both technology and these three technologies, ECM, BPM, DTM, with Alfresco, Bonitasoft, and DocuSign. So at this stage, we know that in some projects, the goal is to make it easy, the access for different actors from several services or departments. We have also to manage projects with a constant and increasing numbers of flows, workflows, document processes. So at this stage, the goal was to go further, to go beyond a single ECM or a first step of ECM product, even it's in itself a good product, it is a good solution. We can do many things with an ECM product, but obviously in this context, and in the context of integrating also digital signature, the best way was to integrate three different solutions. So we make the decision with the customer, we make some space study, as I said before, and for us, the full application was to integrate from the ECM perspective project information system backbone to ensure also document integrity and also traceability. From BPM perspective, the goal was to organize workflows, to manage replay cycles, because we have also to play again some cycles, so we have to do it simply and to have the tool that allow to do it on a repetitive way. Second, third, we have to anticipate that we will have several steps. The workflow and the process we will describe later is about 4 steps. We have to launch first, then we have to validate, then we have to approve, and then we have to sign. So we have to have the tool to be able to integrate with a constant integration with no interruption of all these steps. The secret is to automate, obviously, the document sending and all the way that the document and all the tasks will chain together from step to step, and then to be able to have traceability of this action and also to follow up deadlines. And so I will not present it in the demo, but just to anticipate, we also used all the specific and dedicated standard functions of analysis, of reporting and monitoring from the Bonita tool. And at this step, it was decided to focus on the standard features, even if in the future we will use, as Anne-Laure described at the beginning, some living application to create some specific page in order to make some design and some customization. But at this stage, all the standard function about monitoring and reporting was largely sufficient and available to answer and to meet customer and user expectations. And then digital signature, as we said before, to have the certificate and to be able to secure and authenticate all the people that are signing. Just a word about digital signature, because we had the opportunity to introduce in the 1st of July 2016 the eIDAS, that is a new regulation that confirms that we are on the good way of digital transition for companies by confirming that we can use electronic and digital signature for this kind of uses. What is important here is to make some distinction, some difference between electronic signature. It can be just a scan or a signing, but it is a first step for electronic signature. But the real digital signature requires a concrete digital certificate that will only ensure that you are in the world of the digital signature. So that was also one of the challenges of our project, is first to integrate a third technology in addition to Alfresco and Bonita. So this technology for digital signature was DocuSign, and also to be sure that at the end of the process we'll be able first to make all people sign with the document that went from step to step in the process, and second to confirm a genuine certificate at the end of the transaction. So now I will make some examples on sort of return of experience, and I will end this part of example with a concrete demo presenting to you both three tools, Alfresco, Bonita, and DocuSign, as the way as we integrated together. So just before beginning the demo, I just want to emphasize on one important element, is even if we are speaking today about agility, the speed to go to process, I just want to share with you one of return of experience in the health industry. The context was the following. There was three services, service A, service B, service C. And when we went to each of them, they said, okay, you are welcome. And they said, no problem, we already make some design of our processes, please take it with great pleasure. And everybody is okay, everything is working, so we have no problem. And remember that our activity in service A is very different from service B and very different from service C. Okay, bye-bye. So we have the same saying for each services. And what was very interesting here is that, in fact, after turning around about each different services, we decided to make a deepening analysis. And this deepening analysis was very important because before going in a hurry to design for each service many workflow or many processes, we decided, in fact, to ask to them, are you sure that you are not making the same business, we are not working the same work? And in fact, what we had in this context is that we can analyze each of service A, service B, service C in terms of processes. You can see here that at the end of the analysis, we identified one process that is common to each of these activities. So we have first direct, second welcome, third manage, and fourth evaluate. That is to say that for this activity, we manage to align each of these services for only one process. And it was not only for the pleasure to do it, but it was also in a period as they had to end the way to migrate to a new business tool, a new IT tool, to allow them to have and to reach a concrete subvention of financial intermediary. And thanks to this method, that is very important, we succeeded in terms of time, in time sharing and time and budget costing and time costing to reduce all these contingencies. So that is to be conclude for this part. A great example of first, before beginning, please analyze if you have some common working processes, if you have some processes you can group together, that you can make some convergence, and then you can also have the opportunity to reduce the cost on the project and also to accelerate the way to transform the company and to be able to choose the good tool that will answer all the needs. In this case, we built some of a core model that was the common core model for all the three services, and just creating below some specific variants, and these variants was only about 4 or 5 variants, the way to answer the specific needs of service A, service B, or service C. So that is very interesting because in this way the process approach helps us to be focused and to save time and to save also the energy to be able to contract with the good company, with the good IT tool to manage business and IT activity. So now I will go through the second part of this demo. So here we are on Alfresco, we are on the Alfresco interface. So in this interface, we can have the opportunity to authenticate, and in this way we will have the original document. The original document is the way to transform an original document that will be published in the next interface, and then you check that you have also the document that you want to review. Then you can check, and it is also a proof to integrate clearly the Alfresco tool with all the information you need and you have to gather to understand the life cycle of the document. So that is to say at this step that the workflow is not again on the way, and the life cycle give you some information, and we will see later how the life cycle will evolve in this way. So now I will connect on the Bonita BPM tool. So in this interface we have some thumbnail, and I will select the process thumbnail, and as I am a user authenticated, I have the choice to use 1, 2, 3 or 5 workflow. So in this case I will select one of the prepared workflow that we will use for the needs of my business. So at this stage, and that is the first challenge to do it, that we are under the Bonita BPM interface, and we can visualize some three folder for different documents. We are here in the original document folder, so I can visualize all the original document for procedure or something like that. And here I have the working document, that is to say the document I want to transform, I want to put in the workflow to be transformed and to replace the existing document. So at the second step, I will use some specific fields to fill what are the validators I want to include in this process. So I can choose 1, 2, 3, etc. Validators. Next, I will select also the approvers, 1, 2, 3 approvers. Next, I will also select the signers, so I can select one or many signers according to my need. And at the end, I have the mail object. So because the mail object will be introduced in the email received by the signers, and also I have a mail body. So I can put here the mail body that will be included in the mail to be sent to each of the signers. At the end, I put on the button submit, and the workflow is on the way. Just before going to Bonita, we can see in the Alfresco interface, and this is a specific lifecycle thumbnail we created because we wanted to keep some information close to the document. So that is the reason it is in Alfresco. even if you have also the information in Bonita, and Bonita will pilot and drive all the information between Alfresco and DocuSign. And at this step, we can see that we are waiting for the validate task from the first validator. So I connect as the first validator. I can see in my task thumbnail that I have some task to do. I will select the task I want to choose. For instance, here to validate the document that was sent by my colleagues. And I have the choice to say yes, I want to validate, or no, I don't want to validate. I can also, by clicking on View Document, see the document that is in Alfresco. So another example of the close integration between Bonita and Alfresco. Then I choose to make yes. Obviously, in this demo, I focus on the Happy Flow workflow. It's obvious that we have also some reject task. If I put no, we have all specific management of task rejection. And then, as I accepted the document, I can see in the life cycle that the first validator validated the document, and then we are waiting for the next validator, that is Isabel. At this time, the validate step is in sequential mode, so we are going from each validator to each validator. The next step, approve, will be in parallel, so you will see the difference in terms of interface. So I connect a second validator, so it will be the same way. I can choose my task, I can make yes or no, so I accept. And then if I go to Alfresco, I can see now that the two validators validated, so the step validate is ended. And next, we have to go to approbate, to approve the document. And at this step, as it is parallel, you can see all the potential approvers that are visible here. So I connect as the first approver, so I can use the task. And at this time, you can see that it's very like the previous validate screen. That is to say, we succeeded in terms of integration, in terms of mutualization. In fact, each validation and approval tasks are built in the same model. That is to say, in the way we structure and we design the process, we have process, activity, task, and this task and this specific sub-process are put in factor, and we have the ability to reuse them very easily. So the design was made one time, and we just had to make the integration specific to the approval task. So that's another interesting features that we can use from the Bonita tool, because it's also the way to capitalize and to benefit from previous development. Sometimes we can reuse it, even if with small adjustment, but it's also a way to industrialize and to be efficient. So I will approve the document as the same way I validate it. So I can also here analyze the life cycle. So the first approver approved the document, and we are waiting for the next approver. We are now in the next approver, so it will be the same logic. You understand well now. And at the end, the document was validated, was approved, and we are now in the third step of signature. And here we can see the sign 1, the sign 2, and the sign 3. Now, as I am a supervisor, I just want to share with you what you can see if you are a process supervisor. So you can go to DocuSign to check what is happening during your process. You are here the line with your document, so you recognize the email body, the email text, and then I can analyze here that I have 3 people, signer 1, signer 2, signer 3, and the first is current, needs to sign. And the 2 others are waiting because we are in a sequential mode in digital signature. So I go back as a single signer, so I receive in my Outlook interface, by example, an email. In this email, I can choose to see the document. So I click here and I can again have the capacity to read and to be sure that the document I have to sign is the good document and I am aware of it. And I can find here that I have also the body of the text in this email. So here I am in the interface, so I have some button to click to put my signature here. From the left, I can choose my signature, my paragraph, some specific information about the date, the first name, the last name. So I have some specific feature, but I choose to do it simple. I put my digital signature here within the document, and then I validate. And if I am the process supervisor, I can check that the first signer completed the signature. So I go to the second signer, I do the same thing, I put my signature as a second signer, and then I can see as a process supervisor that the second sign, I have only one signer left, and he will do the same, third signature, and now as a process supervisor analysis, I have the 3 signer, it is completed, I have also the message, I can read at the right the document, so I have all the information within one interface that is DocuSign, and at the end I can retrieve, I can download the specific certificate of completion that is the official and definite proof of traceability with all the events within the workflow, an example of the signature, some specific data from the day, the hour, all I need from IP address, something like that. So you have all the historic and all the specific official document to prove that you are first in digital signature, that all people involved in the process sign the document in the good way. And if I go to the Alfresco interface, if I am in the Alfresco tool, I can check that at the end, first, each of the steps were provided, validate, approve, sign. The document move from 1.0 to 2.0, that is the major version, and that is to make some difference between the life cycle, that is the way to follow the workflow, different from the version historic, that is a standard feature from Alfresco, just to manage the different version of the document. So this is a standard version from Alfresco, but the lifecycle was specifically integrated and developed to meet the needs to integrate both 3 tools, Alfresco, Bonita, and DocuSign. So now we will make some conclusion with some sharing about best practices from our experience. So our experience here was based on the capacity of the tools, and mainly Bonita, that was the driver of all the system, to use some specific connector or REST API, both with Alfresco tool and also with DocuSign tool, that it is explained here. So we have the capacity and we have the opportunity first with Bonita BPM to use and or adapt native Bonita functionalities, REST API, CMIS connector, to discover the document, to navigate through the Alfresco folder tree, and to be able to communicate and to send and read information between Alfresco and Bonita. So at this step, it is simple configuration after using these specific connectors. Second, connection between Bonita BPM and digital signature as a DTM tool. So here we chose to use, in fact, a specific digital signature library that was obviously necessary to be developed to make the connection between Bonita and DocuSign. The good news is that to do this, we only need some Java language knowledge. So more or less, it is mainly common characteristics. So the good news that if you have some resources that are available in Java, it was the opportunity to develop this specific library to allow all the process of digital signature. And once the connector is created, you only have to make simple configuration when needed. For instance, if you have to make some specific adjustment according to some specific business needs. And at the end, I just want to underline and to emphasize of some best practices, that is to use sub-processes. So I named it before about the sub-processes validate and approve. That is the way for apps to task at each step that are consolidated across all workflow. That is also a way to integrate and to industrialize all these elements. What are key in this project is obviously when you are beginning such project with new technologies, with new way to work, with new approaches in terms of workflow and processes, it is very important to train people, to make some team building, and the opportunity for us was also to work closely with Bonita team, with a training team, with partner team. So at the very beginning of the project, we are in touch with partner and training team to help us to introduce and to speak on the good way with the customer team. Then we have to organize the work, that is to say to create the extending team with customer, client, IT partners. So in this context, the challenge was to work together between software providers, Alfresco, Bonita, and DocuSign, with an integrator and consulting company, Soprasteria, and also with all the departments of the company, because obviously the workflow was shared between all or many services or many departments. So that is to say, we have to facilitate the convergence of solutions to be integrated by working together, and then we have the good capacity to work with the professional services for specific and time-to-time high-level working to help us when we have some arbitration, if we have some questions about roadmap or what are features available or not. It is also the way to include some professional services experts from BonitaSoft in our workshop, in our meetings, in order to be able to have the good picture and to be confident in the way we build the solution. And at the end, when the solution is on the way, it's also the way to work with the customer success team of Bonita and also the support team to help us to solve rapidly and with the good way to integrate it in the good spirit and in accordance with the way we develop the solution to be able to cope with all the events of the project to ensure that we are meeting all the objectives and to facilitate also the change management, because at this stage, after the technological challenge, that was the first part, the next challenge was to make it easy, the change management within the company with a new tool, with new way to work as a processes. And that is the conclusion of this presentation about the return on investment. If we can analyze it, for instance, in terms of economy of scale, we can say, for instance, that BPM in some cases is more advantageous and more usable than most software suites, because it will provide to you a perfect match and a suitable match in the way that the enterprise function will interface each together. So in some cases, you can integrate with a combined development and integration platform to make it easy in terms of easy access and easy IT, fast IT developing some element. I remember that, for instance, in the public sector, we have to deal with many services with different tools, and it was also the opportunity to align with a process-oriented approach and then select a new common tool that also the way to make it easy the integration. Second idea is the sharing, because in fact, if you understood my previous messages, more and more when you use process, you are on a cross enterprise level, and so obviously you have to share data, to share working, and to share processes between several business entities, between several services and departments. So what is very important here is to coordinate, to organize it, to adapt to the context. And for instance, in the health industry, we had the example of many services with related processes, and we were able to build a core model to deploy and to accelerate IT transformation. So it is also one of the major benefits of the process approach, to be able to mutualize, to homogenize all this matter, or this material in this context. And the third element is the prioritization, and it is very important in this time of budget reducing, in times of searching of ROI or return on investment, something like that. Sometimes BPM can be a priority project, and especially in times of budgetary or time constraints. And I have the recording of specific example in the finance industry that were dealing with, if you are aware of BEL 3 or Solvency 2, that are specific regulatory in banks for BEL or solvency for insurance company. And we were able, in this context of financial industry, to design first process, then to have a critical approach to the model process, then identify potential factors, and then reduce risks. And in this context, it was the opportunity to put ROI and to make it easy for a general manager to say, we are a great benefit of this BPM analysis, because in fact, when auditors are coming from BEL or Solvency, we can prove them that we have designed our process and that we were able to automate and to analyze them and to identify at each step what are the factors of risk and what are the action plan to reduce the risk. Okay, so this is some example of how BPM can be on a good way to integrate, and also a good way in terms of financial, because it's also important in terms of financial stake. So at the end, and to conclude, we speak a lot of technology, we speak a lot of method, but obviously I just want to end of this specific message. The difference between a garden and a desert isn't water, but man. So I thank you for your attention. Perhaps I let Anne-Laure, if you have to give some further information, and I give you our specific email address and phone numbers if you need to contact Bonitasoft or Sopra Steria company for any further question, for instance.